how I would make the DC Cinematic Universe Phase 5 Part 1. So Phase 5 will start off with a Batman 5 movie. And this is where Tim Drake, who we introduced in the last phase with the Nightwing movie, either in the end or in the post-credit scene, this time this is his becoming of Robin story. We'll have a Lantern Corps 4 movie where we will finally introduce Kyle Rayner. And we will introduce all of the other Lantern Corps with this one. Well, the ones that hadn't been introduced yet, you know. Except for the Black Lantern Corps. That's coming. And the White, I guess. Still coming. Then we'll have a Justice League Dark 2 movie where we will introduce Spectre. And just as a side note, I don't know who I'd want to be Spectre, but I'm thinking as a callback, it could be Hal Jordan. What do you think? Then we will have an Earth 2 movie. We completely focus on Earth 2's heroes, the Justice Society of America, with like Val Zod and Alan Scott Green Lantern and Jay Garrick Flash. And it'll set up this whole idea of the multiverse, and it'll leave for some really fun possibilities in the future. Let me know if you have any cool suggestions. I'm taking suggestions. So yeah, I have some cool ideas, but I'll take others, you know. Then we will have a Wally West Flash 2 movie. And I'm thinking this one he faces several different rogues that kind of team up, band together. And we will introduce, he will start to get his own team. So we'll still have Captain Cold, who, like I said in the last phase, he's now a good guy and he's helping Wally. But this one will introduce Firestorm, and Nightwing will be there to help because I love my boy Nightwing. And Wally and West have such a good friendship, it'll be fun. Then we'll get a Cyborg 2 movie where we will introduce Beast Boy. And in the post-credit scene, it'll show Tim Drake ask Beast Boy to join him and help form the new Teen Titans. Then we'll have a Shazam 2 movie where the Shazam fam takes on Black Adam. We'll have a Supergirl 2 movie where she takes on like either Silver Banshee or maybe a new version of Doomsday or a Bizarro version of herself, something. Then we will have a Mr. Freeze standalone movie. It'll be a tearjerker, and in the end, he dies. Then, following that, we'll have a Harley Quinn prequel movie. This will show her relationship with the Joker. How I would do the DC Cinematic Universe Phase 5 Part 2. Alright, so in the last part we just introduced Harley Quinn with a prequel movie. So then, the very next movie, we will get a Suicide Squad where Harley Quinn is forced to join the team. The roster overall will be a little bit different because, you know, Suicide Squad, not everybody lives during every mission. But Harley Quinn will be the most notable new addition. Then we will get a Red Hood origin story where Jason Todd finally comes back after being brutally murdered by the Joker. So to basically be, you know, a Under the Red Hood movie but live action. This time Tim Drake, though, will be in the movie as Robin. And we'll see a little bit more Nightwing, I would assume. And it'd be longer. Next is a Martian Manhunter 2 movie where we introduced Miss Martian. Then we will get a Blue Beetle movie with Jaime as the Blue Beetle now. And I'm thinking the villain be La Dama. Then, after introducing Firestorm, Miss Martian, exploring Jaime as Blue Beetle a little bit more, and Tim Drake becoming the next Robin, we will get the new Teen Titans movie. The roster will consist of Tim Drake as Robin, Beast Boy, who we also introduced in the Cyborg movie. I forgot to mention that. Raven will be a new character for this series. Starfire will come back to help, even though she'll be older. Miss Martian, Firestorm, Blue Beetle, and Wallace West, who will be Kid Flash, who I hadn't thought about when we would introduce him. We could introduce him in this movie. We could have introduced him in the last Flash movie. Heck, we could have introduced him when Barry was still alive. Just as a character, not even Kid Flash yet. But he will have been introduced at some point and he'll be in this movie. Then we'll get a Black Lightning 2 movie, a Batwoman movie, where it's her origin story. It's how she decided to become Batwoman. She'll meet Batman, and at the end of the movie, he'll find a lot of respect for her, and he will give her her own team with some of the other Bat family members that I haven't really talked about, but will have been introduced with small roles throughout these 5 Batman movies so far that we've gotten, plus a couple of the Nightwing movies or whatever. So then we will get a Lobo origin story, and a Static Shock origin story. How I would make the DC Cinematic Universe Phase 5 Part 3. Alright, so the only movie left to wrap up Phase 5 is the 5th Justice League movie. And this roster will consist of Batman, Wonder Woman, Flash, who of course is Wally West, Martian Manhunter, Jon Stewart and Kyle Rayner, Green Lanterns, Cyborg, Nightwing, of course his Teen Titans broke up a while ago, so he's here helping. Supergirl, Superboy, who again, same with Nightwing, is here helping, and Shazam. Aquaman and Mera are busy. They were, Aquaman's been a part of the Justice League this whole time. Mera helped out last phase, but they're both busy, and we'll find out why in Phase 6. Black Lightning is also busy. We'll find out why. Booster Gold isn't around in our timeline at the moment. And Guy Gardner is busy as well. So, and how do you top Darkseid? Well, in truth, you probably don't fully top Darkseid, but you can come pretty darn close. And so the villains of this one will be the Crime Syndicate, which, if you don't know what the Crime Syndicate is, it's basically an evil version of the Justice League from a different Earth. In my story, my Crime Syndicate is going to be from Earth 3. It's not, I don't want it to be a straight up, complete, reverse world, like they've done often in the comics. It'll be a little bit different. I'm straying a little bit away from that. But the heroes are baddies in this. So there will be Ultraman, who is the counterpart to Superman. There will be Owlman, who's the counterpart to Batman. Johnny Quick, who's the counterpart to Flash. Power Ring, Superwoman, probably their version of Grid. I may even do their version of the Shazam, their version of Martian Manhunter, and maybe even their version of a Blue Beetle. I think that would be pretty cool to see. But I don't have the full roster laid out yet. But it's the Crime Syndicate. Martian Manhunter and Wonder Woman will both die in this one, so stakes. And Superboy will quit being a hero by the end of it. For some drama happens. I don't have the full story written out yet, but that is the plan. And so if you're keeping track, now we've introduced Earth 2 and Earth 3, which is pretty cool. Which sets up for the next phase to dive even more into the multiverse. I'm not spoiling who the next big bad guy is going to be, but it's going to be pretty cool.